Alright, how's it going, guys? A little bit of camera issues, but we're starting out today with sanding these blocks of epoxy. There was some good footage of what they looked like beforehand, some close-up pictures, but I guess we don't get that now. So I'm going to take these and clean them up. These are very rough and very hard to actually see the pattern in underneath. So once I clean it up, hopefully we'll be able to do that, see that, and determine how we're going to make these into the handle spacers. Alright, so we got these sanded down a bit. It's hard to see unless they're wet, but we can see this is the inside of one of them, and this is the inside of the other. Now, obviously, I would have been happier if the pattern was more defined, if there was starker contrast and more separated layers between it. But this was my first time casting any kind of pigmented epoxy, so I'm pretty happy with the results regardless, and I think it will look great. Preparation is key, and I have failed. Now we must ask ourselves, how do we clean off this blade in preparation for bluing it without smearing a bunch of nail polish all over the blade, preventing it from being blued? So my plan with this is to clean as much as I can, sweeping away from the nail polish, and then after that I will clean sweeping towards it, using a new piece of the swab each time, preventing any of the nail polish, theoretically preventing any of the nail polish from being smeared onto the body of the blade. Okay, I think that's as good as we're going to get, and I need to take this elsewhere, so see you in a minute. All right, here we have it after all that nail polish has been cleaned off. There are a couple little marks, especially on this side, you can kind of see. I will clean those up later, and I'll probably take this here, a pen. Yeah, I think I can get it to focus. Instant black touch-up for steel, so I can take this and basically just Sharpie on the actual chemicals that blacken the steel and go back over it, add the little details, even up the lines, like around there. Looks a little weird. But for now, what we're going to work on is the handle. I'm going to go ahead and weld a piece of a bolt onto here and drill and tap this. Alright, now we just need to weld it. Gonna haul this over to the mill real quick and drill and tap this, and then I will be back. The taps are always good. Well, no, the taps are very often good, but the wrenches are always pieces of shit. Alright, so it's going to have to be adjusted, but I think this is pretty good. Unfortunately, it's getting kind of dark out, so got some other stuff I need to do, and this will probably end up being half a video in combination with what I do tomorrow. So I will see you all then. Alright, it's the next morning here, and to start out with, we're going to work on the guard. We're going to thin out each tine in the front, and then we're going to start by rounding this off, make it a little less blocky, and then help that transition into the handle. All right, so we got this shortened, we got the tang shortened, got the tang rethreaded. This proportionally looks much better. We just need to sand it down a bit more. You can see there's kind of a bit of inconsistency after I chopped off the bottom of this and bottom of this and top of this one. So all right, if once I tighten this up a bit more, get this gap fully filled in, I think that will be a pretty damn good looking transition between these two. So now I believe what we'll do is start sanding the crap out of this handle, get it nice and smooth. After that we'll sand the guard. After that the pommel. We'll get this all nice and tightened up. We'll probably epoxy it together, and then we will file the end of this tang off so that it's nice and flush here. And then after that we can take it back apart, we can blue it. I'll temper this so that the edge turns tan, and then we'll be done. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, because that's a lot of frickin' work before we're done. No, fortunately these are not scratches. This is the pattern showing through in the two-part epoxy. So I'm going to take it over and buff it now. See what it looks like after that. All right, so here it is after polishing it. You can see the pattern much more easily now, and I'm happy with it. It could be a bit bolder, have a bit more contrast to it, but I'm happy with how it looks right now as that is. I could probably even up this metal spacer here, get it to be even, because you can see it's not after all that sanding. But for now, because this camera is at 18% battery and it has very little space left on the card, and I'm almost done with the day anyway, I'm just gonna sand the crap out of the guard and then show you guys the results once that's done. Alright, now here it is afterwards. We cleaned it up with a Dremel tool with a little sanding drum. Bit of a higher grit than anything else I could get in there with, other than just sanding it by hand for literally hours. So, next step with this tomorrow is going to be sand this by hand for literally hours in order to make sure the sanding lines are all going in one consistent direction so it doesn't look like crap around the transition right here. So hopefully this is enough for 2 parts, and the battery is still almost dead, so I can't really do much else other than this if there was more time. So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe. If you want to support me, you can buy from my Etsy shop. You can also follow me on Instagram and Rumble, where I'll be doing a giveaway soon enough, and I'll see you all tomorrow.